It's the G to the U to the R to the U. So with that said, let's start with the Cincinnati Bengals as we go for our off-season and draft previews, right? So the Bengals are led by, obviously, the GM slash owner, Mike Brown, and third year head coach, Zach Brown, man. Zach Taylor. I'm tripping. Mike Brown, Zach Taylor second. It's the Bengals, dog. You really think I'm going to be sitting out here doing all this research on the damn Bengals? Hell nah. So y'all expect me to mess things up here and there, dog? Shit. The Bengals always mess everything up anyway, so I'm just doing the same thing the Bengals are used to doing. You know what I mean? But realistically, though, let's talk about Zach Taylor for real, man. The last couple of years, Zach Taylor's 6-25-1 overall record so far in his young tenureship as a head coach. And frankly, I don't even know if this dude could coach, bro. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I don't know if he could coach. Like, could he coach? The record obviously shows me, but I really don't know. But the thing about historically with this Cincinnati Bengals organization, they don't fire quick. You know what I mean? It don't matter if you suck or not. They don't fire quick. So with that said, I think Zach Taylor got himself job security for a long period of time in Cincinnati, man. I mean, you got to really do something really dumb to get fired as a head coach for the Bengals within 5 or 6 years of your tenureship. So he's safe, man. So moving forward, I want to continue now with this as far as the key departures because there's a transition going on in Cincinnati right now, man. It's like things have changed. The old guards, they're just changing. It's becoming a new team, a new culture, just a change. With that said, you see the old guard like key departures like Geno Atkins. It seemed like for the last basically 10, 15 years, when I think about the Bengals, the two guys I think about is Geno Atkins and A.J. Green, man. So those guys are gone from the Bengals. A.J. Green, one of the all-time greatest Cincinnati Bengals player of all time. He's also was a key guy that was released from the organization this past season. And the organization is just going a different direction, man. With the influx of new youth, it's a youth movement right now. So and AJ Green is a casualty of that, obviously, as well as long-term standout Geno Atkins. Another key departures are William Jackson. One of the surprising move, in my opinion, William Jackson. He's a very above-average cornerback in the NFL. So that was a shocking move for me as far as the Bengals not picking him up as far as that goes. And obviously, they released a long-time third-down back, long-time stay over there in Cincinnati, Giovanni Bernard, who just signed now with Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. So now, let's move on to as far as like the key arrivals. So we know guys are left. We know the guys that left. So now the Bengals they gotta infuse some talent. Now we gotta see what they're trying to do, what direction, what are they trying to build in Cincinnati? Because tell the truth, I don't know. I don't know if you guys don't see. I don't know. I'm just going by what I see. And tell the truth, I don't think they even know. To be honest with you, I think they're just making it up as we go. So I'm going to help them make it up as we go. So let's go ahead, Cincinnati, So some of the key arrivals, they brought in Trey Hendrickson. This dude from the New Orleans in the defensive end last year from the New Orleans who had a breakthrough year, man. I mean, he had an outstanding year. Ended up with 13.5 sacks last year. So the crazy thing is Hendrickson by himself had 13.5 sacks, but the whole entire Cincinnati Bengals defense by himself created only 17 sacks last year. So that is an upgrade as far as the statistic shows. But frankly, I don't think Trey Hendrickson is really what the numbers said he is. I don't think the 13.5 sack. I don't think that's that guy. I don't think he's a 13.5 type of sack guy. I think, frankly, he's more to the 6.5 to maybe 11.5 type of sack guy. I think that's really his guy. I think he's more of a pressure guy. He's a guy that's going to generate pressure than most of the guys that's going to finish and get 13.5 sacks. So good for him. He parlayed 13.5 sack to make that big money with the Cincinnati Bengals, man. Also, the Bengals brought in one of my favorite guys in the league, man. Mike Hilton, one of my favorite slug corner in this league, man. I mess with Mike Hilton, a guy that has a great story. Undrafted free agent, developed over there in the Pittsburgh organization. He became one of the best top tier inside cornerback in the league. In 4 seasons in Pittsburgh, he had 7 interceptions, 3 forced fumbles, and about 32 pass breakups. So this dude is always around the ball, man. He's a ball hawk. So I like that pickup right there for the Bengals, actually, man. Especially stealing a division rival, somebody from the Steelers. So that's a very good pickup. I think that's one of the best pickups they picked up. To real, Mike Hilton is a beast for real. And as far as the offensive line, obviously the Bengals, man, we all saw what happened with Joe Burrows, dog. So they picked up Riley Reef from from Minnesota. Riley Reef, man. Hey, I'm a big Riley Reef guy. I'm a fan of Riley Reef. He's a stable guy. It's like this. It's like there's certain thing that's consistent. You can wake up every morning and eat bagels or eat bread or eat cream cheese or eat scrambled eggs. It's just it's a consistent thing. It never gets boring. It just never gets old. It's just, you know what you're going to get with Riley Reef. And I think that'll be a good upgrade as far as protecting Joe Burrows. They're picking him up for the Minnesota Vikings. Also, they picked up Chidobe Awuzie from the Cowboys. I just mentioned that name just because I like his name, Awuzie. I just want to say his name. I don't think he's going to be any of a significant factor. He sucked in Dallas, to be honest with you. And I think the Bengals, I think he's going to suck into the Bengals as well, man. And they picked up my man, Larry Ojinobi. Yeah, man, I got to talk about my Africans. You know, the only reason why I mentioned Larry Ojinobi and Cheeky too is just the Africa connection, dog. You know, I'm African. If I'm going to talk about a team and they got Africans in there, I am obligated as an African to talk about my Africans. All right? Cool. So now let's move on to talk about the draft need. The most important thing, man, this is why we're here. What's the draft needs and who are the draft projected? Who I feel it should be the player that you draft. So the Bengals need a whole bunch of things, man. But most importantly, they got the franchise quarterback in Joe Burrow last year. So you got to do everything in your mama to protect this boy, man. Obviously, you saw when you didn't protect this dude, he broke himself. So I know we got Riley Reef with the as far as free agency to tag with Jonah Williams from a couple seasons ago. So with this pick, with the 5th overall pick, one thing we do know about the Bengals going to stay still. One of the most conservative organization, man. Mike Brown don't even have the numbers of any other GM in the league, so he ain't even worried about taking calls or people calling him and all that nonsense. The Bengals going to stay at 5. They will stay at 5, and at the 5th pick, I expect them to draft Penei Sewell out of Oregon. It's a no-brainer. Even an idiot GM like a guy like Mike Brown knows you can't mess this up. So I expect dummy Mike Brown to draft Penei Sewell. Don't even overthink it, Mike Brown, because if you don't, your franchise quarterback, he's going to be one of them. He's going to be, trust me, he won't make it another season if you guys don't go do something with that offensive line. Round 2, I expect them to go ahead, man. This is, like I said, hey, Mike, I'm giving you a freebie right here, man. Like, I'm not even going to charge you for this consulting I'm giving you. Your first pick, you go get Penei Sewell, right? Your second pick, go ahead and get that boy over there in Alabama, center, Landon Dickinson. I know you guys probably won't think like this because you guys are not smart like the guru. That's why they call me the guru and they call you Mike Brown. You know what I'm saying? But the difference is I know football more than you know Mike Brown. So with that said, I will double team as far as protecting my prize. I will get Penei Sewell my first round, and I will tag that up with one of the best center in the game in the draft class coming out, Landon Dickinson. This dude is just a beast, dog. I'm talking about you put that inside the interior lineman right there, protect the front of Joe Burrows. Now that is how you start developing and building a team. And with the 3rd pick, you got to continue as far as the defensive line. Obviously, Geno Atkins gone. We saw with Carlos Dunlap gone. And I know they added Hendrickson, but they got to add some more on the defensive line. So with this pick in the 3rd round, I looked at Marvin Wilson. I think he will fit definitely over there in Cincinnati. They need somebody big, just like a Geno Atkins clone. So I expect them to draft. I think, in my opinion, this is no brainer. Once again, free consultant. 3rd round, Marvin Wilson, interior defensive lineman for the Cincinnati Bengals. So my first 1, 2, 3 rounds. Round 1, Penei Sewell. Round 2, Landon Dickinson. Round 3, Marvin Wilson. And that's the Cincinnati Bengals draft needs. Y'all know the drill, man. And we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk the Cleveland Browns.